A8 pitches the ball backwards to A33. So that is a backward pass. Who runs to B44 where he throws a pass. All right. So is he behind the line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
Yes. Where he throws a pass, 882 catches at B's 42. So that pass was a forward pass. All right. And runs to B's 14 where he is hit and fumbles. So we're gonna have a beanbag there, right? The ball rolls toward the sideline where B44, while on his knees, contacting the sideline at the B12, recovers the loose ball. All right. Keep in mind, English majors do not write these exams. Okay. So we've got a fumble at the 14 that rolls towards the sideline, and B44 with his knees contacting the sideline. So that means he is out of bounds at B12. So we have a loose ball that is touched by a player who is considered out of bounds. So that ball is considered out of bounds and dead. Did that fumble go forward?
Yeah.
It went from the 14 to the 12, right? So we have a dead ball at the 12. So the options are A's ball, 4th and 10 at B's 40. Well, no, that's never going to be the case. B's ball, 1st and 10 at the B's 12. Nope. So A's ball, 1st and 10 at B's 14, or A's ball, 1st and 10 at B's 12. Because of what?
Fumble.
Forward fumble, right? So a forward fumble is out of bounds. We go back to the spot of the fumble if it occurred in the field of play, right? So a forward fumble out of bounds either rolls out of bounds on its own or is ruled out of bounds. In this case, we're ruling this ball out of bounds because it was touched by a player who was out of bounds. And it goes out of bounds in the field of play. We're going back to the 14-yard line. So the correct answer to this is B. If you want the correct answer on the exam, you will answer C. Okay? All right. My suspicion is that they're reusing a prior question, and they did not update it for the rule change. That's my suspicion on this one. But just know that when you answer this on the certification exam, if you need a 70 and you got a 68, you need the 2 points. Answer C. But the correct answer here is B because of the new forward fumble rule. All right. You got it, Sam? Still thinking about it? Yeah. Don't worry. You won't have anybody probably at your game that's going to know it either, so that'll be fine. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so let me cover the definitions. Our weekly definition thing. So 5 of June. So that's what we're going to cover today. Forward progress. All right. This was an issue in the training videos, correct? Yes. So for the rookies, I do training videos pretty much 4 days a week during the season, and I just can go onto Huddle accounts and click film clips, and I have all the. Normally, I'm done by like week 4 for the entire season. That's how much I can get, just off of the games. And this was a major point of emphasis last year. You'll see this in the clinic. So forward progress is the end of advancement of the ball towards the opponent's goal line. And a runner's possession or the forwardmost point of the ball when it's fumbled out of bounds and it determines the dead ball spot. But what's in red? End of advancement of the ball towards the opponent's goal line. So if I'm running and I get and James stands me up and starts pushing me back, the ball has end of advancement, right? I'm not going towards the opponent's goal line anymore. I'm going backwards. That's your forward progress spot. Okay. And we were really, really weak on that last year as a state on that. When an airborne player makes a catch, forward progress is the furthest point of advancement after he possesses the ball if contacted by a defender. So if I jump into the air and I catch it, and then James comes and hits me in the back and pushes and it knocks me backwards towards my goal line. So not towards James, but to my goal line. Then that point of contact is the forward progress spot. Okay, because I've gone backwards, right? If I jump in the air and James contacts me and he knocks me towards his goal line, then I get whatever I get, right? When he hit me, he just knocked me all the way down the field if he wants to, right? Because I'm going towards my opponent's goal line. But as soon as I go backwards, then that's where that forward progress point ends. Okay. For airborne receivers, there's two parts though. You got to you've got to catch it, right? So I jump into the air. I have the ball in my hands. Have I caught it? By rule, have I completed the catch? No, no. So he hits me and pushes me backwards. So what do we see this mostly? At the goal line, right? All right. So I jump into the air and I have the ball in my hands and I'm in the end zone in the air, right? And then James hits me and I come down and I land at the one. Do I get forward progress? Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. But I only get it if I do what? If I actually hold on the ball, right? When I have to touch holding the football, possessing the football, I have to land with a body part inbounds. In high school, that's all you have to do. All right, there's not we stop right there. But whatever you see on Saturdays and Sundays, scratch that out of your head. Because as soon as I hit my body in bounds, we're good. We're good. So that's where we see a lot of this at the goal line. Okay. The key there though is contacted. So using that same scenario, I do my little quick little hook curl route into the end zone. I jump up into the air in the end zone. I hold on. I catch the ball. I got it in my hands. Nobody hits me, and my momentum causes me to land at the 1 yard line, and I fall down. Have I completed the catch?
Yes.
Do I get a touchdown?
Oh.
No, because my forward progress did not end um, based on contact. So that's the difference between being an airborne receiver. So you got to have the contact standpoint. Okay. I know it can be very convoluted. It can be very difficult as a new official kind of grasp, but the key there is contact. So if I've got the ball and a defender contacts me and pushes and ends my advancement, then that's when my forward progress ends. Fouls and penalties. A foul is a rule infraction for which a penalty is prescribed. There are many types of fouls, okay? But they're kind of binary to a degree. You either have a live ball foul or a dead ball foul, right? Because the ball is either live or dead. So there's only two options for the ball status. So you have two main categories. We've got live ball or dead ball fouls. A dead ball foul is simply a foul which occurs in the time interval after a down is ended and before the ball is next snapped or free kicked. A live ball foul is a foul which occurs during a down. Pretty straightforward. But now we have multiple types of live ball fouls, right? We have a double foul, which is when one or more live ball fouls are committed by each team as such that the penalties will offset. Okay, and we exclude non-player unsportsmanlikes. A flagrant foul is a foul so severe or extreme that it places an opponent in danger of serious injury and or involves violations that are extremely or persistently vulgar or abusive conduct. Fighting. If I throw a punch, that's flagrant. Okay. Multiple. So we got double fouls, multiple fouls. Double fouls is a foul by each team. Multiple fouls is two or more live ball fouls that are committed during the same down by the same team, and at such a time that the offended team is permitted a choice of penalties. So you're at your 1A school game, Okay. And they don't know how to line up early in the season. So they're all discombobulated. Formation's all messed up. They snap the ball. That's one foul. You're at your 1A school game and it's hot. The linemen don't want to block anymore. So they're just going to tackle them. So the offensive lineman just tackles the defensive lineman. That's a holding. That's 2 fouls. So the defense, in this case, the offended team, they can't take both fouls. They got to pick one, basically. So they got to pick, okay? So that's basically what a multiple foul is. Non-player or unsportsmanlike. These are non-contact. I can't emphasize this enough. These are non-contact fouls. Other than unintentional contact as specified in 948. Foul when the ball is dead or during the down, which is not illegal participation and does not influence the play in progress. So non-player fouls. So there are. You can have a team can have 18 team members or 60 team members, but at any point in time, they're only going to have 11 players, and everybody else is non-players. So you can have 7 non-players, or you can have 49 non-players, okay? But there's only 2 choices. You're either a player or a non-player. So non-player fouls involve all those other people. Everybody else, the sideline, the substitutes, the coaches, whatever. Those are all considered non-players. And then a sportsmanlike can be anybody. It can be a player or a non-player. Can do an unsportsmanlike act, and it is a non-contact foul. So if you come and if Jonathan comes and tells me, I've got number 50 unsportsmanlike, what is the first question I'm going to ask him is, what did he do? Now Jonathan goes, oh, he punched him. I'm like, Jonathan, how many years have you been in? How many times have you heard us say this? Be like, that is not a unsportsmanlike foul. That's a personal foul. You don't get ejected for fighting, but that's unsportsmanlike. But that's a personal foul. The reason being is you get how many unsportsmanlikes can a player get before they're ejected? 2. You get 2. So that's why we make sure that we have it right. So a good referee will ask you, what did he do? He's not max. Yeah. The max that you can get. Yeah, the max that you can get. Yeah. But when a good referee asks you, what did he do? He's not questioning you. He's just making sure that we're enforcing the right thing. Player as a foul, other than non-player, like by a player in the game, hereafter referred to as a foul. Okay. Post scrimmage kick, a foul by R, other than an illegal substitution or an illegal participation foul that occurs at the snap. When the foul occurs during the scrimmage kick play, other than a try or successful field goal, during a scrimmage kick play in which the ball crosses the expanded neutral zone, and the expanded neutral zone is what? 2 yards, but not into the end zone. 2 yards in the field of play. And the foul occurs beyond the expanded neutral zone. The foul occurs before the end of the kick, and the kick ends when possessed or otherwise dead by rule. And K will not be the next to put the ball in play. So these happen rarely, but when they happen, you got to know all 5 of those to get it right. Simultaneously with the snap is an act which becomes a foul when the ball is snapped or free kicked. So I can't line up, but I have until the ball is snapped, I can fix myself, right? So that's why it only becomes a foul when it's simultaneously with the snap. And this is a live ball foul. So they snap it. I couldn't line up correctly. A foul occurs. I drop my flag, but I officiate the play. Okay. No foul causes loss of the ball. Right. So there's at no point can I say you committed a foul that causes you to lose the ball. Now, enforcement of such foul could result in a team no longer having the ball, but the foul itself cannot cause the loss of the ball. No foul causes a live ball to become dead. So it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if they're fighting. You do not blow the whistle because a foul occurs. All right. Okay. If the ball is live and it's then you cannot blow it dead because a foul occurs. And this is the hardest thing for a new official, right? You get excited. We've all done it. We have all done this. Something happens, you get excited, you throw your flag, you have to blow on your whistle, all sorts of things. All right. A penalty is a result imposed by rule against a team or team member that has committed a foul. Game situations which produce results somewhat similar to penalties but are not classified as fouls or disqualification of a player. First touching of a kick by K and forfeiture of a game. Well, with fouls, really and truly, no dead ball, live ball, no non-player / unsportsmanlikes, and know what simultaneously with a snap foul means. You know those four as a fairly new official, you can get through the rest of it. All right, you can get through the rest of it. And then obviously, no foul causes a live ball to become dead. That's a fundamental. Fundamentals, kicks. A kick always ends as soon as any player secures possession. And for new officials, fundamentals mean these are always true. No exceptions. Moses coming down from the mountain. Okay. All right. All right. There are 10 fundamentals in the rule book. There are 10 commandments. All right. Know them. All right. If you have no idea what else is happening on the field, if you just know these 10 fundamentals sections, you can get by. You can get by. If you know these things, it will cover 90% of what happens on my field. All right. So a kick always ends as soon as any player secures possession. Any R player may catch or recover a kick in advance unless a valid or invalid fair catch signal has been given by any R player. Okay. If a legal kick is caught in or behind the neutral zone to R's goal line on a free kick and beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line on a scrimmage kick by a receiver, after he is signaled for a fair catch, it is a fair catch, and the ball becomes dead as soon as it is called. Okay. A fair catch may be made of any free kick, which is in or beyond the neutral zone to the R's goal line, or a scrimmage kick, which is beyond the neutral zone to R's goal line. So, free kicks, I can basically, we're kicking off from K's 40. I can free kick it. I can fair catch it anywhere from K's 40 down to my goal line, right? K's 41, K's 42. I can give a fair catch signal and fair catch it. On a scrimmage kick, though, if we're punting from K's 40, can I fair catch it at K's 41? No, I cannot. If I give a signal and then I secure the kick or I catch it, is the ball dead? Yes, but it's not a fair catch. Not a fair catch. Any kick which is not a scoring attempt becomes dead when it breaks the plane of R's goal line. And just like there are certain commandments that as you get a change in life, they become more relevant than others, this is probably the one. This is the one when it comes to the kicking game. Any kick which is not a scoring attempt. So punt, kickoff becomes dead when it breaks the plane of R's goal line. So if it's still a kick, i.e. possession has not been secured, I don't care what happens, who touches it, if the ball is just go rolling down the field, just rolling down the field, as soon as it hits that goal line, it is dead. It is dead. So if you that's probably in the kicking game. If you can remember that one, it will bail you out of a lot of weird situations. No kick may legally be batted unless it's an attempt to block the kick in or behind the neutral zone, or if a grounded scrimmage kick, which is beyond the neutral zone, is batted by K toward his own goal line, or if a scrimmage kick in flight beyond the neutral zone is batted by K toward his own goal line, or caught by K when no player of R is in possession to catch the ball. It's a lot there, okay? But basically, we've all seen this, right? Kicks rolling down towards R's goal line. K wants to pin him deep, so they're able to, if it's rolling, they're able to come out and they're able to bat it. Because normally you can't bat a ball that's on the ground, right? But in this case, you can bat it back to your own goal line to try to keep it from going into the end zone because we don't want to give that touchback. Okay. If you punt it, R decides it's in the air. R decides I'm not going to try to catch this because it's inside the 10. So they vacate the area. I'm K. I get down there. I want to try to keep it from going into the end zone. While it's in the air, I can bat it back towards my end zone to try to keep it from going in the end zone. That's basically what it's saying. And then obviously they can block a punt. Okay, that or block a field goal attempt. First touching of a kick by K is always ignored if the penalty is accepted for a foul during the down. So first touching, basically that means that K has touched a kick when they're not eligible to gain possession of it. Okay. If a foul occurs and is accepted, that foul supersedes whatever that first touching spot is. So the foul takes precedent for that. That's it for the definitions and fundamentals for today. Any questions about that?
Said that the ball is kicked after the play from the last one. If K backs the ball back together, that's fine. What if they kick?
They kick it as a foul. Yeah. They can't kick it. Yeah, can't kick it, but they can bat it. All right, so that's going to conclude the Zoom portion and the PowerPoint portion